Hello guys, hope you're keeping well. Welcome back to Tax TV. Hope you've had a lovely weekend and a lovely Sunday so far. So we are today doing the post-mortem review of yesterday's 2-0 defeat to Hull City at Oakwell in the Sky Bet Championship. First and foremost, if you've not subscribed and you're viewing this channel for the first time, give us a subscribe and also click the notification button on our channel so you can keep up to date whenever we are doing videos or lives or anything to do with Barnsley FC. You can get notified immediately, and also give us a like and give us your thoughts on this video from today. So we lost 2-0 yesterday. I were going to do a video alongside the rest of the lads after the game, but I thought I'm going to have to take a few hours, let's say, to gather my thoughts and to think about it from a more of a just a balanced perspective. I'm still going to be honest and say it as it is today. I'm not going to hold back because I feel that, we need to be honest. We need to be honest about the situation. Before I go into us, well done to Hull City. Like Luke said, take my hat off to them. They came in with a game plan, and from 15 minutes onwards, they were the better side. They deserved to win that game. They could have scored more than two. They were fighting for the manager, they were fighting for the team. They had some good young players in that side. Keen Lewis Potter, very impressed with him. And they were well drilled, did the basics. They had good level of fitness, and they wanted it more than us. And they were a threat in the first half. And so when they scored their first goal, I weren't really surprised it would come in. We got away with a few half chances before that and didn't really see that as a wake-up call and just kept doing what we were doing before, not changed anything, not saw that as a threat, and they scored that first goal. And second goal didn't surprise me because, defensively we were so open yesterday. So well done to Hull City, and they came here with a game plan, and Grant McCann, fair play to him. I thought he tactically outwitted us yesterday, in my opinion. People got their own opinion too, but I think McCann came in with a game plan and executed it perfectly. So we'll go into us. I think obviously I'll talk about what Hull did right during my post-mortem of yesterday. So first 15 minutes I thought we looked okay. We started quick. I felt it was important for us to get an early goal. You could see they were dropping back and they didn't like us moving forward quick with the ball. 1-2 touch passing, we're getting some nice areas, we're putting some nice moves together. Had a couple of early set pieces. Again, Benson looking threatening from the set pieces compared to Woodrow. That's no slant on Woodrow, but he's not a corner kick taker. When you've got a genuine person from a set piece, we looked a lot threatening, but obviously we didn't have any end product. But the ball was getting put into the right areas and we're making them work. I felt if we kept doing that, we would eventually get something. But then all of a sudden it just seemed to peter out. The first sign of that was they had an overlap on the left-hand side. Callum Elder, former loanee of us, when he was a lot younger, I think about 4 or 5 years ago now, overlapped us on the left-hand side, on Britain's right-hand side. Britain were caught in no man's land because we'd lost possession. They transitioned, they had a man on overlap, and they put a ball in front left, first time left-footed. And I think it were a cross across the box, and we got away with it. And that was the first wake-up call to me that they've got that's how they intend to play. They're going to try and hit us on the break from both left and right and put the balls into the box for McGuinness. Very simple, very simple. And then as the game, I don't think we reacted to that. There were a 10-minute period where they were on top. They had a lot of set pieces. They were playing some good football. They were keeping it moving. Honeyman in particular and Lewis Potter linking up well in midfield. And like Steve said, it looked like they had a man extra. All they were doing is the midfielder swapping over every time, moving forward and gambling a bit more to support Wilkes and McGuinness, and sitting in that pocket between Britton and Moon and Hellick, and Kitchen and Williams, sitting in that pocket, which is always open. There's a massive space, yesterday in particular, between our right wing back or our left wing back and our left centre back and our right centre back. And all they were doing is they were drifting, picking the ball up, turning and moving. And because obviously we've already got Britton and Williams that were out wide, there was that massive gap there to run at our defence, which I've said time and time again is very, very slow. We're not quick enough at the back, and that's something that needs to be addressed in January. I'll keep saying it, but again yesterday, you'll get exposed by pace in this league, and yesterday it was another turn for that, because we're allowing them to turn. We were then turned, and then we were open and exposed to any opportunity to their runners. And they were just doing the basics better than us. We kept getting the ball back and just giving it straight away. We seemed to just lose any retention of the ball. When we did have it, we were too slow and dawdling, taking one extra touch all the time. Nobody taking responsibility, which then became a pattern in the second half and throughout the game. Then we were, instead of going forward and being positive, we were going backwards and going sideways, letting someone else take responsibility, because they're scared of either losing possession or they don't know what to do with it. Benson and Gomez, compared to Wednesday, were completely different partnership. They're playing too deep to start off with. I've said this time and time again. We got to, for me, Benson needs to go further forward. I think, yes, he is a good link-up player, but for me, let Gomez do that. You can have one player doing that. Reminded me a little bit of the Joe Williams-Gary Gardner combination a couple of years back, and we kept thinking that two centre defensive midfielders would work, and it didn't, because they kept getting in the way of each other back then. Didn't like it then, and then only when we changed it, it looked to have worked. Benson were too deep yesterday, should have been further forward. People are saying that Woodrow is a support link, but I don't agree with that. Benson should have been playing where Woodrow were playing. Woodrow were dropping deep. For me, he's not quick enough to do that, and he's not a creative midfielder. He's a striker. So I don't understand why we're playing where he were, why we're picking the ball up so deep. Benson should have been where Woodrow was. Simple as that. Starting lineup, Brad Collins in goal, Moon, Kitchen Hellick, Jordan Williams on the left, and Callum Britton on the right. Benson and Gomez, Leia Aseka, Cole coming in for Adebayo, and Woodrow as the captain. I understood why he dropped Anderson and Styles. Obviously, they've had a few knocks. Anderson more obvious than Styles long term. I would have started Anderson again just for the pure basis that he is more defensively experienced than Jasper Moon. Yesterday, I would have taken Moon out of the team, moved Anderson over to the right-hand side, or Anderson over to the right-hand side and then Kitchen to the left, being a natural left footer. And given Moon a rest. I've said it, I don't think he's championship level. It's nothing against the lad personally. You can just see that he's very naive in his decision making, and we've thrown him in the deep end. Very reminiscent of when we first brought Toby Siddick to the club. Weren't ready, needed a couple of loans out to play more regular football. And I think this season would have been a perfect chance for Jasper Moon to play League One and League Two. Play men's football, get some confidence, and then come back to us. Listen, he'll have to learn on the job because they keep playing him. And listen, I feel sorry for him a little bit because he's getting exposed, and that's not due to him potentially being good enough in 2 or 3 years' time. It's just he's 19. And if he's 19, 20, he's very young into though. And he's playing against championship teams, he's still under 23s level, isn't he, really, in terms of his age. He's going to get exposed. He's not playing against lads that are, smaller physically. He's playing against big, bulking lads. McGuinness and Wilkes are two big, decent units, aren't they? And they're going to push him off the ball, and his decision-making. He weren't the only one, but I just think it's been a current theme that he is involved in a lot of goals that we concede, and, it's not going to be doing his confidence any good. And I thought that yesterday would have been a good time to give him a rest. And this Anderson thing, I get that, because you don't want to aggravate an injury, I get that. But I would rather have started Anderson and brought him off in the second half, give him another 60, hopefully would have been in a lead at that time, shore the defence up first and foremost, make it hard for you to concede a goal, get organised, and then bring somebody on in the second half when the game's won. Ideal world. Styles, it's a concern because I don't know what his strongest position is at this moment in time. He came on, he looked half decent when he came on. He gave us an injection of a bit more urgency than we had at that time. but I don't think he's a left wing fullback because defensively he gets exposed time and time again. This left-hand side has been an issue since the start of the season, and it goes back to the issue is we didn't sign a proper left wing back in the window. We had to get a lad in from Bayern Munich just to show things up. And again, listen, I think that was just a PR thing. They had no one else to go for. So quick, we'll have to make it look like we've signed somebody. We'll get this lad in from Bayern Munich. Listen, with all respect to us, I would rather send Remy Vita back in January to Bayern Munich because I don't reckon they'll be happy that the fact that he's not played a game. He's a left wing back. He's a left footer. You know, Jordan Williams, I like Jordan. He's played here for a few years now. He gives it his all. However, he's not left footed. He narrows us up. He's never going. There's so much space in that second half in particular. There is. All you need to do is get it out of your left hand side and expose them on that left hand flank. And he kept cutting us up all the time. He kept going narrow all the time. Same with Britain at times yesterday. Britain were a bit more attacking minded, yeah. But he kept, rather than going on outside that worked against Derby, we just went back to what weren't working, which was narrowing us up again. All City, all they're doing was squeezing that midfield. Uniman, Doherty and Smallwood were winning that midfield battle. That's all they wanted us to do, was just to go back into their midfield, where they had a man extra all the time, and then they retain possession and get ball off us that way. Didn't think. This is the thing about young lads in our team. We didn't think on his feet. We didn't think on his feet. We didn't think, well, if this is not working, let's change it. And I'll point Lauman out for this. They didn't change it. 20 minutes in, it weren't working. Yeah, we had a good first 10, 15 minutes. We looked quite good. I thought, we could get a goal here. And then it all petered out all of a sudden. They had 3 or 4 counter-attacking opportunities. They had 3 or 4 corners. They had a man extra in midfield every time you could see what were coming. So when they scored, I weren't surprised because it were coming. And they deserved to go in front. A good finish by Uniman. A player that I've always liked at this level. He'd have been ideal. He's your Alex Mowat type of midfielder. And an Alex Mowat type of midfielder would have been perfect yesterday. Keep it simple. Win your second balls. Win your little nicks here and there. And All City, just for me in that midfield, I'll say in particular, Smallwood played at this level for a few years. Doherty's played up in Scotland at a decent level with Rangers. They had a bit more experience than us in that midfield, bit more know-how. And that told. And it goes back to the same old, that I'll keep repeating. It was more evident to see yesterday we needed some older lads in that side, just to do the nitty-gritty, do the basics better. Because we were very naive, very innocent. And it told. And listen, I can't fault the lads. They have to do what they have to do. They get sent out, but also they have to take some responsibility for that performance. And that's me being polite because it wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough yesterday. It was a very winnable game. Chance for us to go into international break with some momentum, get 2 wins in a week, instead of just highlights his own frailties even more. Yes, we put in a fantastic battling performance against Derby. I did reiterate this on Thursday that we did look very weak in the last 15 minutes. We were holding on for that win. Derby missed 2 or 3 handful chances that, it would have been 2 points dropped then if they'd have conceded on Wednesday and it had been a draw. And today, we looked like the away side. We didn't have that urgency, that intention in second half. 1-0, we were still in the game with 35 minutes left, but I never thought we were going to score yesterday. The 2 chances that we had in the second half, Britain had a chance again. How many chances does he have? He had a good chance, a good shot in first half, he made keeper work, but in second half he had a chance. And he just hit it straight at keeper at alternate. Didn't even make keeper work, and that keeper weren't worked well enough yesterday. Whenever we got ball, edge of area, just passing it, 1 extra pass, rather than just having a shot, or getting ball in a danger area, nobody gambling either. You were just going back to old habits, bad old habits we went back to yesterday, and it was so obvious to see. And I was disappointed, and just really signified where we're at. 1 game doesn't change everything, does it? Listen, we need a manager in. We need a man manager, and we need somebody to come into the club to organise us. To organise the back 4. For me, that system doesn't work because I'll identify why, especially with the players that we've got at the football club. So we've got Callum Styles. I don't know what position is his favourite. I would rather see him in the midfield where he's more comfortable and get a free in the midfield and get Style, Benson and Gomez and either have Styles behind the front three as your extra midfielder, as your playmaker, or Benson. And I want us in January to get Herbie Kane back. If we're going to keep playing this way, play on the floor more than we did last season, get Herbie Kane back in the side, give him a run of games, because there's a player there. We've just not found it yet. But, it's a fresh, clean slate when new manager comes in. He's done really well at Oxford. We need an extra midfielder. We don't have to spend money in January. We can go and get somebody that we've already got. But I think we need an extra midfielder in there at the time being. And like I've said, this system highlights the fact that we didn't recruit in the summer. We didn't get a natural left wing back that likes to get forward and come back. We went for Tom Pearce. He turned us down. I don't even know at Wigan. I don't even know why we went back in for him. He rejected us a few seasons back. He's rejected us again. He's a player that they clearly like, but I don't know. I don't know why we're going in for him when he clearly don't want to come to us. I know that they've got Vita as an option on left wing, but there's no point playing it. There's no point in being here at football club if they're not going to play him. He's not played a game yet. How do we know what he can do at this level? And people might go, well, they've seen him on training ground. Listen, at what point do those players in that side deserve to stay in team with where that they're playing, except on Wednesday, which are a flashing pad now. It's 2 wins all season. We're in November now. 2 wins all season. And listen, Shop had his faults, and he's left the football club now. So the players, they can't keep blaming the manager. He's gone. But they've got to take some responsibility with their performances as well. They've got to look themselves in the mirror. And people go, this is the thing where people like, these players are too good enough to be where we are. Well, are they? Because we're 23rd in the league now. We're 4 points away from safety. At what point do you turn around and go, well, at this moment in time, they're not? Because a lot of those players were involved last season, I get that, but we're 23rd in the league. So at what point do they have to look at their own performances and say the standards aren't good enough and what we're doing isn't good enough? Because they can't look at the manager now and blame him. They've got to look at themselves and be accountable. And yeah, I think at the same time, I feel they've been hung out to dry. I still feel we need 2 or 3 experienced players in this team. We needed a replacement for Mowatt in the summer. We didn't get that because we're light in the midfield, and it were obvious yesterday. We just battled off the ball. Benson in particular frustrated me. Backing out to tackles, 50-50s. You want to see that you're committed to calls, especially where we are in the league, bottom end. You want to be getting to them tackles, committing yourself. Gomez, good young player, but again, he's only very young. He's going to make mistakes. And us all hoping that Carlton Morris is going to come in and be the saviour. We're relying on one player to come back in. It does scare me that we're hoping that one player is going to change everything. It's going to take 11 to change everything. Morris coming back obviously will be great. I think we'll have obviously better options up front then. I like Carlton. He's a player that we've needed. We have missed him. But he's one player. There's another 9 outfield players that are still going to win you that game of football. But in all departments, we were just second best. Just didn't want it. Lacking pace. Cole came off tactical decision at half-time. Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, I did. I didn't agree with that. Victor had a good game on Wednesday. I'd rather have started Victor to have a bit more muscle up front yesterday and then bring Cole on in second half. Cole thought he did okay. I thought he did okay. He made one decent run, but I thought he did all right. I thought Larry Secker always looks a threat, but the distribution wasn't good enough. But I also think that we were getting ball and there were no options. There were nobody wanting it. We were backing away. And then when they just then pinged it long and it were like, we've got nobody up top that plays that game, so why are you even putting that ball long? We just didn't think it. Just like any brains went out the window. And it weren't good enough. I want somebody to come on here if you think that were a good enough or acceptable performance yesterday and give me reasons why that were acceptable. We lost 2-0 at home against a team that's more or less in the same position as in the league. They've gone back above us again. Why is there any positives about that yesterday? There ain't none. And this thing about Joseph Lowman getting game after one job, I couldn't believe some of the stuff I was seeing. 5 or 6 games, fair enough, yeah, but come on, he jumping gunner what? One game. And yeah, people go, we're playing for him again. Players are going to play for him again because they like him. They didn't like manager. It was clear to see. But now the buck stops with them now because they're the reason why they have to still go out there and play the game. Manager can give all instructions he wants, and if they don't understand them, fair enough. But now he's gone, and that performance weren't acceptable yesterday. It was probably one of the worst performances I've seen since Cardiff at home under Struber before lockdown in 2020. Well, probably, in my opinion, that worst home performance I've seen this season. It's probably up there with Bournemouth because the level of opponent we should have been doing better. We had a good enough team to do better with that result yesterday. And the way that we played on Wednesday, were it one game too many in terms of because I thought we looked tired yesterday. We looked a yard off pace. And people, Hull apparently were unlucky to lose against West Brom on Wednesday. So, they've continued with that. But at the same time, in my opinion, both goals were very, very soft. And just exposed us. And January, we need to... I know it's 2 months away. There's a lot of football to be played between now and then. But January, we need a left wing back. We need another centre back with pace. We need a midfielder that's a general, a club captain. And the first thing, if I would be doing, would be taking the armband off Cauley Woodrow. I'm going to be honest. He's not captain material for me. He's not captain material. He's already got enough pressure trying to get the goals this season. Since DK has gone, Morris has been out at the start of the season. Everybody's looking at Woodrow to get the goals. Fortunately, Laraseka's got us a few. But it's, again, I questioned it on Wednesday. Thought he were quiet Wednesday. Were quiet yesterday. Doesn't suit the three. He's lost a yard of pace. His link-up play. He's getting dispossessed. He's only keeping ball if he wins a free kick. Manipulating referee, working their opposition player to get a free kick. I can't see, only time I can see him scoring a goal at the moment is from a set piece, from a penalty or a free kick. Which concerns me. He's our number 9. And he never should have been made captain in first place. That's my opinion. I would never make a striker a captain unless you lead by example. And you know that you're going to get that every week, like a Shearer at the ice level. For me, in Championship, you need a midfielder or a defender to be a captain. But I'm looking at who else on pitch as a leader, and I can't think of any. Because Ellick, I always look at Ellick. He very rarely talks. Collins, probably the only lad that looked like he were bothered after the second goal, giving him an absolute bollocking. And rightly so, because that defending was shocking for the second goal. And it goes against him because he's conceded 2. And you're giving him an absolute bollocking. So Collins looks like a leader. But again, go back to the summer. We should have replaced Mowat, got a like for like in straight away. We knew he were leaving. At what point did we think he were going to stay if we stayed in Championship? He'd only stayed at the club if we'd have gone up. We all know that. So if a new manager needs to take captaincy off Woodrow, because in my opinion he should be having a rest on bench because he's not been good enough. All other lads have scored recently except him. Cole scored, Laraseka, Victor scored. Woodrow, what threat does he pose at the minute? Does he pose against opposition sides? He drops too deep. Has he been asked to do that? I don't know, but I don't get that when he's so slow at the minute. His transition of play, he's holding us up, he's wanting one extra touch. His link-up play, simple 5-10 yard passes he couldn't complete yesterday. I feel sorry for him, like Steve said. I do feel a bit of sympathy towards him because it's clearly having a rough time here. It needs pulling away. He might not like that, but, sometimes a player needs to be told that they're not playing well enough and, your own performances are proof of that. That's what I'd do if I were manager. I'd give him a rest. And hope it gives him a shot up arse. Because it's not good enough from Woodrow at the minute. Listen, I've been a big defender of Cauley for a few years now. His loyalty to the club can't be questioned. He could have left multiple times. He's stayed. He's helped us out multiple times in previous seasons. But at this moment in time, he's not pulling the trees up and he needs a rest. Who comes in, I don't know. Do you start Morris up front against Fulham? Do you give Woodrow another game? I don't know. But these 2 weeks, a massive 2 weeks for Football Club moving forward. Chris Wilder, obviously, it looks like he's going to Middlesbrough now, so that's one candidate. I don't, were he even a candidate? I probably don't think so. Probably never even asked him. Going to Middlesbrough next week, by the looks of things. Listen, this might sound, people might go, oh no, Sheffield United, oh. I'd even just ask Neil Warnock to come into London season. If you want somebody that can keep you up, he's probably Allardyce at Championship. He will get you organised. They'll play for him because he's an infectious character. He knows Championship inside out, and he has not done a great job at Middlesbrough, but they've got bigger ambitions than us this year. And you saw what he did with Middlesbrough when they were in trouble a few years back. Turned them around, stabilised, kept them up quite comfortably in the end. Have we got a better team than Middlesbrough? No. I don't think we have. Or the time when Middlesbrough were in trouble, I don't think we have. I'm going to be honest. But he'll get us organised. But am I wasting my breath? It's a shoe-in for me, that. It's a shoe-in. Because he'll clearly stay into London season with Middlesbrough. There's stuff gone behind the scenes, there for him to leave. But it's clearly, I'd just say, listen, give us London season. Because there's more time to look at a long-term appointment. It's no-brainer for me. At least have an option. And at least that's an option, because that's what we need. We need to be organised, because we weren't. We need to be harder to beat. We need to be stronger in that midfield. We need to be quicker with his transition of play. And we need to probably go a bit more direct again. Because we need results at the minute. It's all right playing, all right, pity-patty football. I like that. But we're 23rd in league. We need to be working his way up table. And look, we need to get in contention for January. We need to stay in touch. And we need to get to the January window still with a shout. And then hopefully at second half of the season, we add some fresh faces. We get some results at turn of year. A lot of points to be won, yeah. But there's still, it's not a good sign that where we are in league and it's November. We need to sort it out, and they need to. They can, listen. If they go continental, it won't surprise me. So I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm not getting my hopes up here, because if we go continental, it won't surprise me. And obviously, I hope whoever comes in does a good job and turns it around for us. But in this moment in time where we are in the league, we need somebody that knows this league. It's as simple as that. Or knows English football. Or feels like that, for me, my manager, and getting back to what we know, what we can do, which is playing quick football, quick transition football, and getting the most out of the players. I like Ryan Lowe at Plymouth, but he's not going to come because obviously they're doing so well in League One. People mention Paul Ward, he's not going to leave Rotherham. Very loyal manager, and he's not going to leave because they're doing well in League One. Michael Flynn's been rumoured from Newport County, former Newport County manager, did really well with them, especially in the FA Cups, gone to a few league playoffs in League Two. It's a big step up for him, but listen, I've said this, I want a long-term manager. So if we do go down this season, which at this moment in time we are, because we're in the relegation zone, people might go, you're jumping gun, but at this moment in time we're relegation zone. So if big hypothetical, if we went down, is it a project that we can build with over the next 2 or 3 seasons? Yeah. Because I'm fed up of bringing somebody in and knowing this time next October they're going to be leaving again and we're going to have to look for somebody else. That there's no stability there. You need stability. You need a project to build around for the next 3 or 4 seasons. They spoke about the vision at the recent fan forum where they want us to be. I'm pushing up the table. So let's have a bit of stability with that then. It's all right going for your cheaper managers from Europe. But as it's proven, your last appointment didn't work. Clear to see, because you got rid of him in October. So it didn't work. So I reckon you got to hold your hands up and think, well, do you have to go change your tact a little bit? Maybe, yeah. That's what I think needs to happen. But will it happen? Probably not. So am I wasting my breath? Yes. Am I wasting my life talking about it? Probably yes. But I'm just saying how I feel. What I think would work is not necessarily what's going to work. They're not going to listen to me. But I just think that that's what would work. But listen, Neil Warnock comes into the equation for me. I still think he could get us out of this bottom situation. I do. With his experience, his know-how. We need to be a bit more shithousey as well. We were too honest yesterday. Too honest, too nice. We need to get a bit more aggressive, get me on pitch. Listen, I get into those old players immediately. Probably won't last 5 minutes, but they know that they've been in the game. I never thought at one point, because this is the thing that frustrated me the most, where it was 1-0 for a long time. If we go and equalise it, momentum changes totally. But I never thought, realistically, we never threatened their keeper. We never made him pull off a point-blank save or a fingertip save in top corner. They're all at him. Even shots that we had were all like tricklers, powder puff shots. Completely different to Wednesday, where we were threatening, we were getting shots away, making their keeper work. We had pace. Only good thing is these 2 weeks, we can get a manager in as soon as possible. They're going to be in by end of next Friday because we've got a week to prepare for Fulham. It could be, that whoever goes down there, it's going to be a long afternoon if we carry on like we did against Hull. And, we need to get organised. I would be over the moon with a point, and that's me being pessimistic and negative, because it's going to be our place to go, regardless of the Fulham, we'll talk about that game, but that performance and the result that we get down there won't signify whether we stay in the league. It's the results like yesterday. Teams that's going to be finishing around the end of the season where you have to get points off them, or at least don't lose. I'd have been okay with a point yesterday because we didn't turn up. So if we'd have got an equaliser there and it'd have been 1-1, you know what? I'd have been like, listen, we didn't play great, but it's a point. It's something to work on. It shows that we can come back from behind again. It shows a bit of character. And it shows that when you're not playing great, you can still pick up a point. And they don't benefit from it either. And they probably dropped 2 points because they've been in front and away from home, and me keeping them where they are. So nothing changes really, because Derby drew or lost, didn't they? But listen, the club need to get somebody in quickly. Need to be getting them on training ground as soon as possible and be working on this. They need to be coached, these lads, because they look like they ain't got a clue at times positionally. I might be harsh. You know what I mean? People might think I'm being harsh, but listen, I saw yesterday a lot of lads that looked like individuals yesterday. They didn't know the jobs, that were just drifting, didn't want to take responsibility, shoving away from the ball, and rather than taking a touch and having a bit of composure, boof, it goes, boof. It's all right doing that, but we've got nobody up top to be picking that ball up, and you've got to be actually thinking about where it's going. It was just like kamikaze football yesterday. Boof, could not wait to get rid of it. Boof, it goes, boof. And then when we were playing football, we were just going sideways, letting them resettle. When you've got possession, we've got to be going forward with it. It's all right doing that at 2 or 3-0 when you're winning, when you're keeping possession and you're keeping hold of the ball. It's all right having 67%, 80, 70% possession. I ain't seen the stats, but it's all right having that and looking pretty, but you lose game. Come on. So listen, I'm very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. I'm going to go through player ratings now. Collins, probably a 5-6. Made decent save in second half. He looked like he cared, which is one of the big things for me. Weren't his fault why we lost yesterday. So I'll give him a 5. Britain. He got in team a week in Championship on Wednesday, and he's gone back to Britain that we've seen rest of the season. Reluctant to go forward, just lumping it whenever he could. First half he looked all right. The second half he just gone back to old confident, no confidence Callum Britton. Again, he needs an arm around shoulder. There were an opportunity in second half. We worked it out at right hand side, and he just absolutely blasted it. Could not wait to get rid of that football. It was like a rugby punt. So I'm going to go 4, and that's been kind, because I'll probably get bollocked. You're too negative. So I'll give him a 4. Ellick didn't turn up yesterday. Thought he were very poor, I'm going to be honest. He got forward in second half a little bit, which I did actually like. Him and Kitchen were pressing because Benson and Gomez were unwilling to go forward. So, but defensively, he were partly to blame for the first goal. So soft. McGuinness, I thought, got better than him yesterday. Won a lot of headers, won physical battles. And we're relying on Ellick a lot because we've got nobody else in defence, in my opinion, there that's a 7 or 8 out of 10, because Anderson's just coming back, so you can't say there's a regular shoe in a minute. So I'll give him a 3. Jordan Williams looked okay in first half, first 20, and then just gone back to, he's a left back, he's not a left wing back. He's a left back. Away from home, he's probably a perfect person to play there. Because he's more defensively settled, but he's not a left wing back, he's not a left footer, but he's not to blame. He plays where he gets told to. But again, it goes down to system, doesn't suit him. So a 4. Unwilling to go forward. He's still a professional footballer. Even if you cut back on your right hand side, you have a bit of confidence about you. Back yourself. Says a lot when you're cutting back inside every single time. So I'll go a 4. Moon 3. But again, I don't blame lad, because I think he's been put in a situation where he's having to learn hard way, which sometimes you need to take him out at firing line. 3. Kitchen 2. I thought he had a really poor game. Just blasting it whenever he could. Positionally, all over the place. Benson 4. Tried to make things happen, but he was too slow at transition of play. Wanting one more pass every time. This will come with experience. Learning when to shoot in first half. He had a great opportunity and he passed instead. Set pieces looked okay in first half. But it was too negative for me in second half. Sideways, not taking responsibility, not moving ball quick enough. So I'll go 4. Gomez 3. Thought he was poor yesterday. I just think he would. I don't know. He were out muscled at times, and again his transition, choosing wrong options. Woodrow 2. Weren't in game at all during any time of it. Leia Aseka 4. Thought he did all right. You know, he's always a threat, but again, just weren't having that shot quick enough. And Cole, probably a 3. Is what it is. Listen, it's not great times for a Barnsley fan. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, we won 1 game. You know, everything's changed. Look, I said positives on Wednesday because there were. But isolated performance, that weren't good enough yesterday. That was not good enough yesterday. You know, watch them goals back. Watch how easily we're opened up for them 2 goals. Watch how we had a lack of response even after the first goal. And second goal, no response either. Never looked like scoring realistically yesterday. Massive game yesterday, that. Huge game. Now we're going to international break. We have to listen. I'm sorry, guys. It's been very monotonous. My tone. I'm just fed up. I'm fed up, and I can't get angry no more. I can't get animated at this moment in time. I'm just fed up. I'm fucking fed up. Sorry for swearing, but I'm fed up at where that it's going at minute, and to go from where we were last season to now. Only Barnsley FC could really do this, couldn't they? The suits us as a club down to a T. This time, all the time I've been watching us, it's never dull, is it? But it's usually not in a good way. But listen, things need to change quick. They need to get a manager in between now and next Friday, it's Sunday today, so they need to get a manager by next Friday. Have a full week, ideally earlier. You know, hopefully they've been holding interviews. Listen, I'll back whoever comes in because they're not real issue, in my opinion. I'm not going to go into it now because you just get people going, oh, well, tell me what they've done wrong and all this stuff. Listen, I don't think manager were backed in summer. Don't think players have got tools to work with. Formation doesn't work. We've got no identity. 1 game, 2 wins all season says it all. You know what I mean? It's all right being 2 wins. You need to be more consistent at this level. And if you're not, you get found out. That was a very League One performance yesterday. Let me just say that. So things need to change sharp. We need to get organised. They need to start playing for each other. They need to look like they want to win. Yesterday, they didn't look bothered. That's my opinion. They're bothered, but there's being bothered and applying it in your performance. It's all right saying all these things in media. Go out on pitch and do it. I'll not even listen to your interviews because unless you apply it on football pitch and you back it up, what's the point in saying it in the first place? So massive repair needs to be done between now and next coming back against Fulham. We'll talk about that before then. Hopefully we can get somebody in by then. There's been a few rumours here and there. So we'll obviously bring you some content and probably do a live whenever that gets announced. But I'm going to have a few days off from Barnsley just because I'm just fed up with it. So yeah, hope you've a lovely weekend. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of your player ratings. Who you thought was the man of the match. I thought Collins were it. Just because Collins, and I would say Benson, because he looked like he tried, to actually do something with the ball. Regardless of his end product, it looked like he wanted to. He were obviously trying, weren't he? It just weren't working for him. Listen, I still want us to go for Ryan Lowe and Alex Neil. Chris Wilder were always a long shot. He's gone to Borough. Better money, better ambitions, better players, better club, better history. Don't blame him. Don't blame him. Good luck to Wilder there. But listen, as a left field option domestically, I go for Warnock to end it season. Then long term, you can be looking at who you want to bring in. Start again next season. It's been a write-off this season. Complete write-off. Keep us up. Go to next year. Start again. That's my opinion. But if long term you're wanting it, Alex Neil. Listen, I just want a domestic British-based manager. That's not me being racist. Oh, you don't like it. Listen, I'll back every fucking manager that comes into a football club. I'll give him my all. But when I'm saying it's not working, it's not working. But we've got to give these lads the tools. These managers are going to be given assurances that when January comes, the best players are not going to get shipped out. They're going to be given assurances that they're going to be backed in January, because clearly the squad isn't good enough at the moment because they're 23rd in the league with 2 wins all season. So they're going to be given funds, or they've got to be given utilisation to get us some loan players in, get some free agents in, because that's what we're going to have to go to if they're unwilling to spend. Be a bit crafty about it. You don't have to spend loads of money to get some players that are decent in. You just need to be wily about it and be a bit more forthcoming about it, and not just be like, no loans. Listen, loans that we have done over previous seasons have worked. Daryl DK, Matty James. Gomez has worked. I think Gomez has been one of the bright lights for us. He's a lone player. So sure, hopefully this is signs that they can continue to do this. But they need to back the manager in January, whoever comes in, by keeping the players at the football club and also bringing a few players in. I've said the areas that we need to bring in. And hopefully the lads can change it around for Fulham. It's going to be an hard task, but long time between now and then. Now we just need to really find out what do we want this season. What do the players want? The players have got to take some responsibility for yesterday. Sorry I've ranted on. It's been a long video, but just wanted to give you my thoughts, guys. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Give us a like, subscribe, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Try and be polite, please. And I hope you have a lovely weekend, and hope you have another lovely rest of your week. And we'll obviously bring you videos up if we get any rumours or concrete information that comes up regarding the next manager. So stay tuned, guys. We'll try and do a live at some point next week as well, in the week. And keep well, guys. See you later, you Reds.